As you all know, I make custom cases just to sort of make room on here, because if I had every movie in its individual original case, there'd be two of these things. So some of them turn out better than others. This one I'm kind of proud of. I got on a kick last year for pulp heroes from the 30s, the sort of ones that predate Superman. And Dynamite Comics has a great series they've got all the pulp heroes. They've got Buck Rogers and the Shadow, Zorro, the Lone Ranger, the Green Hornet. You know, they got them all. They also have the Phantom, which is our movie we're going to discuss today. A movie that I didn't see until last year when I put this collection together. I already had Dick Tracy and the Rocketeer. But you don't have to tell me I know the Rocketeer, you know, is sort of a modern pulp hero, modern-ish pulp hero. But I already had those. I had a desire to see The Shadow again, because I saw that in the theater when I was a kid, and I don't remember it really making a huge impact on me, but I thought, yeah, I'd like to see that again. So Shadow is in here, and to round it out, the Phantom, because I found this artwork and I thought, oh, this is really kind of neat. I want to have this as the cover, so I'm going to have to get the Phantom. And I've been hearing better things. It's a movie that's been reappraised in the last few years as being kind of an underrated gem. I think at the time, in the late 90s, people couldn't get past the purple costume. You know, and he's not Batman. All of these movies after the 89 Batman were trying to ape that, doing the dark shadows and stuff. The Phantom doesn't do that. He's mostly running around in daylight in this purple leotard, and everybody was like, oh my god, he looks ridiculous. Well, the Phantom, a lot of people would argue, is the first superhero. And that was his costume. To me, it's like Superman's red underwear. You take that off of him, it doesn't look right to me. And you could say, well, that's old-fashioned, it's out of date. That was for, like, you know, bodybuilders back at that time that wore their underwear on the outside like that. I don't care. I like the red underwear. I like the Phantom's purple leotard. I actually think it looks kind of cool. More so in the comics. I'll admit it doesn't translate perfectly to the big screen. But the Phantom is Kit Walker, who is the latest in a long line of Phantoms dating back a couple hundred years. He lives in this fictional African country where he is its protector. He protects the world from pirates, and it's now the 1930s, so you get a very Indiana Jones vibe from this. There's a long list of like Indiana Jones knockoffs, most of them not very good. This one actually really gets it right. Billy Zane plays Kit Walker, aka the Phantom, and he does a great job. Billy Zane is an actor that I never gave him much thought. Obviously Titanic, but to me, the movie that I think of whenever I think of Billy Zane is Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, which he's really good in. He's really fun. But I never saw a lot of movies with Billy Zane. I don't know, he just never made much of an impression on me. But he's really good in The Phantom. He can do the aw, gee, shucks kind of a character. It's much more like what the heroes were like in those times, in like the pulp serials that would precede movies in the theaters. He manages to capture that sort of dashing hero kind of a persona. He's always got his hands on his hips, and when he's in his regular Kit Walker identity, for some reason he has a secret identity. I don't understand it. He doesn't really have to, especially when he goes to America in this movie. But he's always catching himself sort of posing. the whole plot about magical skulls that release an ultimate power, and uh, the sort of the rich guy who wants to get his hands on them, and he works with pirates, and the Seng Brotherhood is what they're called, the original nemesis of the Phantom. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It services the plot well enough. It's not the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail, but it's better than a Crystal Skull. Yeah, this is a really fun movie. I was really surprised by it. I put it on because I bought it, so I was like, all right, let's give it a chance. And I really had fun with it. I really enjoyed it. Early role for Catherine Zeta-Jones as a, let's say, anti-hero. We're going to say anti-hero in the part, because she sort of starts out as a villain, but she's not. She's got a heart of gold. The love story, it feels kind of tacked on, but then you have to have that if you're going to do the throwback, because there was always a girl in the throwback. There was always a love interest. And it's, again, that's all fine. I think it's the stuff with the Phantom that works the best. It maybe drags a little bit when he's not on screen. Thus is Billy Zane's charisma in the part. Like I said, I know it got all this flack at the time. Oh, purple leotard. I think it's been reevaluated in the years since, because at the time we really thought you have to change the way the hero looks in order to make him work on the big screen. Batman '89 did this, the solid black costume with the sort of rubber texture and everything. And obviously in the years after, the X-Men did it. Daredevil did it, with the red leather and instead of the big DD on his chest, it's just sort of up in the corner, hidden a little bit. Dolph Lundgren in The Punisher didn't give him the skull. There was a sort of desire to hide the superhero costume because people would think it was silly. And in the years since, we've realized that's not the case. Marvel especially has given us comic accurate costumes that, everybody thinks, oh, that looks really badass. I think that Billy Zane in the Phantom looks really badass, and what I like about him is he doesn't have fake muscles. Billy Zane had to get into really good shape and then put on this skin-tight leotard. Not enough people do that anymore in these superhero movies. It's always the fake muscles and the rubber suits and everything. I want to see a guy in tights. That to me is a superhero. That to me is what I think of when I think of comic books that I read. And this movie pulls it off. I'm going to give The Phantom 3 out of 5 stars. It's not a great movie. It's not a classic movie, but it is an underrated movie. It is a movie that deserved better, and I wish it had done better and gotten sequels. This could have been a really great trilogy. Seek it out. Seek it out. Don't listen to the critics who have their nostalgia. Listen to me. Go watch it. It's fun. It's just fun. That's all it is. Just fun.
Their worlds.
Sort of gave myself the challenge of, okay,